So a very warm good afternoon to one and all. Am I audible, Kundan sir?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My voice is clear.
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Okay, so another 1 or 2 more minutes because only 14 participants are there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It will take some time.
Yeah. Many of the participants may be facing network issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is also a reason.
Yeah.
That is also a reason, sir.
Yeah. First slide. My screen is visible to one and all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir. Rajiv Ranjia Pandya, sir. Good afternoon. Very, very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to all.
Right. So still 26 participants. So can I start or wait for more minute?
Good afternoon, Pandya sir.
Good afternoon, sir. So
I do hope we should wait for 1 and 2 minutes only.
okay, thank you, Raman sir. Thank you for giving me this opportunity for waiting. Then it might be possible, sir. We have to go. You have to give 10 more minutes to me.
No, no,
Yes,
no
sir, yes,
problem,
sir.
sir. We were in number of 56 members. So we should wait for them for only 1 minute only.
Okay, sir. Because participants feel bored, and that's why we need permission from participant to extend our program.
And sir, please start with your introductory too.
Okay, after 1 minute, I'll start my introduction and all these things, sir. Because only 27 are there.
Half of the participants are still to join, sir.
Yeah, Manish, sir. Right.
Yeah. So we can
Actually,
extend
we
your
should be
session, sir,
much
but
discipline in the
let
sector
them
of
after the lunch
time
session. There might
management. We
be
should be very sticky
3
to
to
time.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why.
So,
Nah.
yes, let it be.
Oh, so now let us start. Okay. So very warm good afternoon to one and all. So my today's topic is effective teaching of social science using modern teaching technique and time management. Before coming to this topic, I like to discuss in brief why there is need of teachers training, especially after arrival of National Education Policy 2020. In this policy, emphasis is given on teacher education as well as teachers training also. We know that the Department of School Education, NCERT, are working with state government and SCERT to design short-term modules for assisting teachers, term modules for assisting teachers in continuous professional development, CPD. In NEP 2020 envisages each teacher to undergo at least 50 hours of continuous professional development per year. And further, this 50 hour is divided into two parts: 25-hour in-house training in school and 25-hour in-house training provided by CBSE platform. Now, after this, I also like to discuss in brief some core point of NEP 2020. With the introduction of NEP, there has been a vital shift in the Indian education system, aligned with the aspirational goals of the 21st century. The policy envisages a complete overhaul of teaching learning process from the traditional teacher-centered to learner-centric approach. This was the main point of emphasis given in NEP. Means now we have to think, replan, to change our teaching method from traditional teacher-centered to learner-centric approach. Second important point, to ensure the holistic development of students by accentuating their creative potential. Amitesh sir has already discussed about multiple intelligence, and these intelligence certainly help in promoting developing creative potential. The policy also stresses on the core principles of education must develop not only the cognitive skills. Earlier, more emphasis was given on cognitive skills. Now, at present, NEP talk about foundational skills of literacy and numeracy. Both these areas are given equal emphasis, and at the same time also emphasize on higher order skills such as critical thinking and problem solving, but also social and emotional skills, also referred as soft skills. This is the new addition, soft skill, which includes cultural awareness and empathy, perseverance and grit, teamwork, leadership, communication skill, etc. So these are the main core idea promoted by government in new education policy 2020. Now, one question for all the teachers. Are we imaginative in the classroom? Second question, the stress of rote learning instead of critical thinking skill still continues in our classroom. And I know that every teacher is imaginative in classroom. Every day we are using various imaginative ideas in our classroom. Here I have designed, or I like to share some important observation or experience which I realized in our 17 to 18 years of teaching. So for meeting out the need of time, demand of the time, we should have to plan how to impart our lessons in the classroom. And we are also facing one challenge, that is challenge from society, because even today parents do not ask their children to read social science. Still they encourage, motivate their children to read science and mathematics. So in this condition, we have to prepare ourselves how to meet the challenge. So now I'm going to discuss some strategy and planning which certainly help in improving classroom atmosphere, teaching learning atmosphere of the classroom. The first point which I collected here is motivation. Motivation play a very important role in managing our classroom, right? In encouraging our student to participate actively in classroom. Now, without motivation, nothing is possible. It is motivation which help every person to achieve our target, right? So now question here, how we prepare student or how we motivate student to give their best in our classroom. And at the same time, we know that today our student is more smart than we people. They are more techno friendly than we people. And if we give traditional homework to them, or if we read textbook in classroom, it did not motivate our student. So one suggestion from my side, we allow student more and more choice. We provide student more choice, right? But at the same time, one thing we have to keep in our mind, that what change, what permission for promoting motivation we are allowing student, thing must be under our control. Second point, which I like to add here, we have to create such environment, atmosphere in class in which we have to keep each and every student engaged, right? So planning of assignment according to needs of the student, engaging student in the classroom, plus motivating student to read social science or any other subject is our first motive. Second point I collected here, to create a friendly environment in classroom. Do not present yourself like Hitler in the classroom. If you present yourself like Hitler in the classroom, then student, due to fear, they keep quiet in classroom. But what students are really taking from your classroom is questionable, under question, under scrutiny. So try to create an environment where students feel safe. And second point here, teacher must develop or teacher must promote the idea of can. Never use word that you can't do this. It is beyond your capacity. If we are using these negative words, it certainly affect classroom environment. So try to create an environment or try to motivate student that it is you who can do this thing. And by this motivation, we are able to create very safe environment and supportive environment. Student must develop this feeling that the teacher, my facilitator, is always ready to support me. Every student of class is ready to support each other. If we are ready, if we are able to create this kind of environment in classroom, that certainly help in our objective. Third point which I'm going to discuss with you is how to create positive competition. Competition is very important. It is competition which inspire students to give their best, motivate students to try harder, work harder, to excel. So our target is to create competitive atmosphere first inside the classroom. Positive competitive atmosphere. No leg pulling, no cheating is allowed. And once we are able to create positive competitive atmosphere in classroom, then we try to expand this competitive environment beyond classroom. For example, suppose I am taking 3 or 4 classes in class 10, right? So if I create atmosphere in one section of class 10, means first I have to create competitive atmosphere in all the 4 sections, and then try to raise some issue. For example, time and again, I used to say the student of this section's performance is better than your section. They explain the answer of this question. Very next time you observe, in next class you find that student of that section also try to give their best, so that they do not want to give you chance to criticize them, to rate them lower than student of other section, right? So friendly spirit of competition first we have to develop within our class, and later within other section of the class. So students started talking with each other during recess, started comparing with each other during recess, right? And this can be also promoted by different activities like group activity, right? Plus also provide student to show off their knowledge, their understanding, right? And for this, we can time to time, we can organize some sort of quiz based on the topic which we have discussed, or some other method we use to to create this kind of environment. So positive competition is one important factor which helps in improving the teaching learning process in the classroom. So after creating these things, another important point is to offer rewards. Now, offering rewards to students encourage every student to participate, to be attentive in the classroom. This method is more effective in junior classes. If teacher gave star to one student, other student also try to attract the attention of teacher by improving their performance. They ask their parents that ma'am has given, sir has given star to that. But in higher classes, how we offer reward to student, because star doesn't work in class 9 and 10, right? So we have to plan what sort of offer, what sort of reward we give to our student. And my suggestion is no monetary reward, only patting and praising in front of the class, saying some positive word for the student certainly change the atmosphere of the class. I hope All of you are agreed with this? If you are really agreed, then give thumbs up. If you have any cross question, you can ask your query through chat also. So this is one method, effective method, which we can use. Now, to improve our classroom atmosphere or to make it better place to learn, why not we give students responsibility? Because every student is capable. Every student is having his own potential, own talent, right? So, for example, generally what we observe that one or two class monitors are nominated by class teacher. And sometimes while teaching political science, we face question from student side that democracy or internal democracy didn't prevail in our classroom because monitor is not elected by us. Monitor is nominated by class teacher. So why not we are arrange election for class monitor? And in this way, we gave responsibility to class to organize election. Second, why not we assign responsibility to maintain the record of classwork, homework, weekly test to some student. And here, while assigning responsibility, we have to take care. Suppose in our class, if 50 students are there, then we divide 50 students into 5 groups and allot one person responsibility of 10 students. And next month, another student will be given this responsibility. And in this way, you find every student is active in your class. We are able to involve each and every student in our classroom activity, right? And whatever task, whatever project we share with our students, students are ready to perform their responsibility with sincerity. And the change you certainly notice in your classroom. So use the potential because students, the girls and boys of 13 to 15 years age group are full of energy. And our task is to use that energy in positive direction. And this is possible when we try to give some responsibility. Here, we can also use multiple intelligence. In very first session, 8 different types of MI was discussed by Amitesh sir. And while teaching, teacher must assess that which student is having which type of MI. And according to that, if we divide responsibility, you find result is much better. Performance of student is certainly improved. Because at present, teaching is one of the most difficult tasks. In ancient period, there was Gurukul. And in that Gurukul, teachers are using this MI. Multi-dimensional lessons are taught by teacher. But today, we are restricted student in a boundary, in a classroom. And how to improve different skill among students, that is one challenge, real challenge we are facing. And that's why time and again, different methods are adopted on the advice of some learned person, right? So while distributing responsibility, we have to judge the ability of the person, ability of the student. That is very important. Next, allow student to work together, group activity, and this helps in development of leadership quality, working in group, the core area of NEP, which I had just pointed out while introducing the workshop. So working together is a better technique, better method for improving our classroom performance, right? And provide chance for social interaction, right? Ensure how to balance, how to be fair while working in a group. We know that many corporate companies organize group discussion. Even in army, NDA, selection, final selection depends upon students' participation in group discussion. So why these big firm and why this big firm and company are promoting work together concept? All big corporate house at present is following this, right? And they are and education system is certainly under the influence of corporate world, and they want to produce future generation of India in such a way who learn how to work in a group. So in our classroom also, we allow students to work together. And many times, take example, sometimes we assign some tasks, especially project, in group. And I like to share one personal experience here. There was 52 students at that time in my class, and I divided them in 5 groups and assigned a common topic and asked them to brought all the required thing to complete that project in 2 periods only. Time assigned is 2 periods. And I take them outside the classroom. Do you know, the student who hardly speak in the class, I observe, are playing most active role while completing the project work. So this is the benefit of working in a group. The hidden potential of students are now reflected there. We are able to observe the potential of every student when they are working in a group, because when they are working in a group, there is one more motivation. And what is that motivation? Motivation is that my group presentation must be best. उनका एक ये मोटिवेशन होता है कि हमारा ग्रुप का जो प्रेजेंटेशन है वो सबसे अच्छा हो. And this very motivation help them to work, to give their best while working in a group. Next, try to praise. Whenever some good work is performed by any student, right? Praise student publicly in classroom so that students motivate other students also to follow. Now, next point I have collected, that is encourage self-reflection. How to perform. A student must understand, right, the need, in what order they have to perform their task. Allow student to analyze their strength and weakness. This is very important point which every teacher will have to follow. In the beginning, I have asked you that we do not use any negative word. Do not criticize student. Never say that it is beyond your capacity, you can't do this. But only giving positive. It is not possible to help student to prepare for future. So student must know their strong points and their weak areas. And here we as a teacher had to play a role, right? We as a teacher will have to play very important role. And this is not an easy task. It is not easier to judge strength and weakness of student in one class or two class. It takes time. And only after concrete conclusion, you help student to come out from their weakness. Right?
इसको चार्ज करना कैसे होगा?
Madhu Ambasta ma'am, please mute
sorry, sir.
yourself. Right. So, so after 1 month or 15-day observation, or throughout the year, we can say, if we try to understand, help student understand his or her weakness, that certainly helps student in improving his or her performance, right? So self-reflection is another important area which we can promote. Give feedback and offer chances to improve. This is in continuity with the previous observation. Better feedback and offer chances to improve. Now, one example I like to share here. In armed forces, there is a practice. While training period, the constables are asked if assign any task. And when they complete their task and report to the commanding officer, it is generally observed that for the first time, officer never accept the work, right? And second time, they find that their performance is certainly better, right? लेकिन यहाँ पे एक और ध्यान क्या रखना है कि while giving feedback and offering chance to improve, we did not allow to grieve frustration among students. ऐसा ना हो कि student depressed हो जाए and didn't give their best. So we have to take every possible care while giving feedback, right? And here we have to plan how to provide the feedback to students, plus what method we need to improve their performance, right? We are having around 1 minute. So once we get disconnected, again we have to reconnect. Okay. Now, Snap homework. I think that we are using it in our school, and Snap homework is a very handy tool. We can use this homework app for various purpose. First, this tool helps teacher to make communication with their classroom community. When we are talking about classroom community, we are referring parents and students, right? Second, using Snap work, we can easily share homework with students. Just take a snap and upload it through Snap work. Third benefit of this, that it facilitates worksheets and one-to-many messaging. एक साथ हम पूरे क्लास को मैसेज कर सकते हैं on one click, right? So teacher assign homework with ease from even their smartphone. Simply snap and send, right? So remaining point I discuss when we reconnect, because only few seconds are left. Now, so still some teachers are not connected, so just wait for a minute, then we continue our topic. So let us just recall this topic, Snap homework. So Snap homework is a handy app in our hand, and we can use it very effectively. Now suppose class 10 student, for class 10 students, I don't think after March classes of student will continue. So now we can use this app for sharing worksheet, giving more and more question for practice. Even this Snap work allow us to receive as answer of the assignment sent by us. So we can also use this Snap work in this manner. Am I right, sir? I hope all of you agree.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now,
Yes,
next.
yes, quite powerful, sir.
Right. So next question query with next point which I am going to raise here is framing of model question. Because teaching remain incomplete without testing student, and test of student is only possible by questions. Though there is a group of scholars who criticize this examination system, but we are not here to discuss the criticism of examination system, because in our country or most of the country, examination is the way out, only way out for grading our students, right? So framing of model question is equally important in improving students' performance in the classroom. So here we suggest our student some method. While reading chapter, we ask student to underline important point. And one thing which I personally use in my classroom, I like to share with you. Maybe many of you are using. I ask my student to frame question after reading one or two pages or one topic. And then I ask student, first try to organize answer of the question which you have created, which you have raised after reading the topic. And if you feel comfortable in answering that question orally, then try to write down the answer of these questions. And this method works and certainly helps students, because many students personally share their opinion that this method is very effective. And this method is not effective only for social science, but for every subject. So how to frame question? If student learn this technique, then it certainly helps student to understand the questions of board exam or higher exam, where questions are slightly twisted. Because in our board exam or competitive exam, that we can't expect direct question. So when students learn how to prepare frame question by themselves, that will certainly help. And at the same time, we also advise students to underline answer, mark it, so that when they revise chapter before exam, they can quickly emphasize on those points, right? And one more important point we have to keep in our mind here, or we have to suggest our student, that never solve sample paper before your complete preparation. When you feel that you are 100% ready, or at least 90-80%, because 100% readiness is never possible. But when you feel that you are comfortable, then only solve the answer, solve the question, right? So this is another area. And next area which I have selected here, selective topic for weak student, because this is the area of concern. How to tackle weak student of a class. If we are able to tackle weak student of our class, then we are certainly successful in attaining our target. So for weak student, we have to plan different set of questions. We have to tout weak student in different method, because it is not difficult to teach student with slightly better ability, but to tackle weak student is a real challenge. So different set of question. If required, we also provide them answer, or we help them to learn the right technique of writing answer. In last 2 years, since last 2 years, due to impact of corona and lockdown, not I, as I realize, and I hope all of you also realize, students forget how to write their answer effectively or appropriately. So this is real challenge we are facing today, right? And at the same time, we have to also prepare different set of question for intelligent student or student who is our weak student. So as a teacher, we have to select topics. We have to prepare different set of question for two different kind of student. And if we are following this, then we are certainly achieving our target. And last but not the least, organized test on regular basis. Surprise test, right, is one important tool in our hand. means no information, but we want to see whether my student is ready for the test or not. One time, two time, if you take surprise test, you find that students are paying more attention in your class, more attention in your subject. To attract student attention, sometimes we organize 1 minute test, 5 minute test, rapid fire test. And one more thing which I practice in my class on Saturday, no teaching learning process, only we recapitulate what we discuss in our class from Monday to Friday. We try to revise, we try to recall, and this helped me in fulfilling, or in at least it gave me satisfaction that I'm performing my task with honesty. And last topic I have written, what next? What next is not from my side. What next is from the side of the intellectuals. No, intellectual teacher. What next is from your side, sir? Because this is just one summary, and you are the real character who will have to apply this in class, right? So some more thing I have to discuss, but due to time constraint, I am winding up my session with small video, which is dedicated to our teacher. So please watch this video. क्यों नहीं आ रहा देखो?
Pandey sir, if you allow,
Yes,
can
sir.
I speak a few words?
Yes, sir. Video is not showing, sir.
No, video is not being playing.
Okay, sir. Yes.
As you were telling,
Yes, sir.
for last I was reading, bite-sized learning. You could not explain it due to lack of time.
Yes, sir.
Here, one thing I would like to say, as you were telling, that students should underline the answers.
Yes.
Here, one more method to make students aware of their topic is to make the entire summary of entire chapter. That can be done by writing main points and keywords.
Many methods, sir. This is one.
Many methods are there, and that
yeah.
is also very much helpful.
Only one
That is
example.
very much helpful.
Yeah, that's why I have written what next.
There are many more examples.
Yes, yes.
Just now, I think video is being played.
That's why I have written what next.
So they can write down the note of entire chapter within 3-4 pages.
So just please, watch the video, sir. now. So I hope all of you have enjoyed my session, and the video which I selected for you people is just a reminder, because we know the world is full of example that how teacher changed the life of a person. Now, so I think I am on time. Where is Amitesh sir? Are you here? So
I'm
now,
here. You're
uh,
you're
because
on time, sir.
because my
You're on
topic
time,
is
sir.
my topic is also one point I've added, time management.
Time management, and you successfully managed it, sir.
Right. So
The nice example, sir.
thank you, sir. So still we are having 2 minutes. Any criticism, anyone want to criticize me, you are most welcome. Please,
May I speak, Rajiv sir?
but not positive, only negative. Yes, sir.
Rajiv sir,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
you are bound to say me about negativity. What I am bound to say only positivity. Your aim, your game, and your goal you have achieved in a nice way. That is highly fabulous, sir. Nice. It was a nice session. Even I was enjoying the session of Amitesh Kumar Pathak sir too much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
It's your
Thank you
great,
very much, sir.
sir. It's your greatness that every time you say only positive word, and every time I want some negative word from your side.
As per your session, sir, reward and positive impacts,
Thank
as
you,
you have
sir.
discussed in your session, Pandya, sir.
Thank you, sir. So now, time for the last session. So we are meeting after 10 minutes.
Yes, sir. Rajiv sir, we hope that we should maintain the time schedule, and after 10 minutes, we should come.
Yes, sir.
And myself, you, and Ramilan sir, because of the topic, some need-based was, as I've gone through that. So we'll discuss those things. It will be just an open session discussion. Any of the participants,
Okay, sir.
all of them are welcome. Their views and the questions they will be just writing in the chat box, and we'll try our level best to just
Okay,
solve
sir.
those problems.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sir.
Amitesh sir. Amitesh sir.
So in last session, who will be the host? Amitesh sir will
Amitesh
be.
sir will be. I have to. Yeah, Amitesh sir will be the host, and
Oh,
he will be recording
okay.
it. And
Okay, sir.
Ramilan sir, I have also asked Ramilan sir also.
Okay, sir. Okay. So
Yeah, either you should record it. Either you should record it.
no, let Amitesh sir.
Anybody of yours?
Let Amitesh sir be the host, and he allow. Sir, some teacher are asking for attendance link. It will be given in last session. Because sir,
Yes, Amitesh sir will be sharing it.
link will be shared in last session. Okay. Thank you. So
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Okay, sir.
okay.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
So Amitesh sir, after 10 minutes we are. So can I end the meeting? Yes. Amitesh sir, please unmute yourself.
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
End
You
the
can.
meeting.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay.